As most of my friends know, I'm a New York Jets fan, and I can't wait till football season. I'm sure you're excited too. And when it's football season, I love to make chili, and I make the best black bean chili you've ever tasted. Hello, there are literally hundreds of different recipes for black bean chili. This one is a home run every time, trust me. People will love it. You just have to soak your black beans overnight. There's no two ways about it. Just let them sit in 6 to 8 cups of water, and that's a pound bag. And then drain them off and rinse them. Then the next morning or afternoon, put them in 6 to 8 cups of water and let them come to a boil. Then turn them down and let them simmer for an hour to an hour and a half. After you soak your beans and rinse them and get them going in a pot and let them simmer for about an hour, you want to take Vidalia onion and dice it up, green bell pepper and dice it up, and start sauteing them. Add you some fresh jalapeños diced up. You can mince them. I add garlic, crushed red pepper, kosher salt, chili powder, cayenne pepper, whole black pepper, cracked black pepper, cumin seed, onion powder, and then for my tomatoes, I use the Southwestern style with mild green chilies, and for the sauce, I use the Hunt's for chili tomato sauce. It's perfect. And then of course your fresh ground beef, about a pound. Here's just a few helpful hints when you're cutting up your vegetables for your black bean chili. Always make sure you have a sharp chef's knife, of course. An 8 or 10 inch chef's knife is fine. And keep it nice and sharp. Now when you go to do your sweet green bell pepper, you want to get as much as you can out of it, but you can just set it like that and cut it like that into 4 pieces. And check it out. All your ribs and your seeds and the top core is gone. And then you just dice that, of course, with an onion. Just peel it, of course. And then go with the round of the onion, starting at one end and going to the other, all the way around. And curve your knife to the curve of the onion, and just give it a quarter turn and dice your onions. And I've already got a bunch already cut here. We'll just add them to that. I love lots of onions in mine. I love using fresh jalapeno peppers. You can use serrano peppers. You can use any kind of fresh peppers you'd like, depending on the heat level. And what I do is I just take a paring knife and you can just hold the core right there and cut out your ribs and your seeds. Of course, get rid of those. Most of them will just pop out for you, and you can cut the top off. And then just lay your pepper flush on the cutting board, I should say, like that. And then when you go to mince, you just lay it out like this. And give it a quarter turn. And mince your pepper up. As you're browning your ground beef, chicken, or turkey, you get another pot hot like this. Go ahead and put you a couple tablespoons of oil in. And I like to spread it around. Spread the wealth, so to speak. I like to put a couple of cups of onions. Set that over there. And a cup of your diced sweet bell pepper. I'm going to put Remember the 2 jalapeños I minced? And go ahead and put those in there. And that just depends on your taste. The whole time you get your beef going, your beans are already cooked and strained off, nice and soft, right there. So everything is going. Go ahead and add garlic. Put 2 heaping tablespoons of garlic. And guys, if you love football, you can use kidney beans. You can use a 5-bean mixture. I've done it that way. But if you use this basic recipe for your chili, it's incredible every single time. And we're going to let that cook, and I'll get right back with you. All right, we've got our onions and our peppers and our garlic sauteed. I've already cooked my ground beef and strained the fat off of it. My black beans are done. Let's go ahead and put our tomatoes in. Let's put our tomato sauce in. Give it a good stir. Look how good it already looks. Now I'm going to turn it up to bring it to a boil. Now I'm going to put all my seasonings in. Let's go ahead and put our ground beef in too. I'm going to start putting all my seasonings in. I like to start with a teaspoon of chili powder. And I normally don't measure, but this will be helpful. Let's use 2. I like it a little spicy. I can just tell by looking at it. Now with the cayenne, you got to be a little more careful with your cayenne. Because remember, you already have your minced jalapeños and stuff in there. So let's go with a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne. You can always add more later, but you can't take it out. Let's put a teaspoon of onion powder. Let's put a little shake or 2 of cumin. You can add more of that later. It gives it a Southwestern flavor. With your green chilies, that's nice. Of course, I'll put all kinds of peppers. I'll put crushed red pepper. I'll put black pepper. That's optional. That's up to you. Your beans are already cooked. That's a beautiful thing. Let's go ahead and put them in there. And give it a good stir. Come up and make a mess like I do. You might have to add a little bit of stock, which I like to do anyway. I like to add a little bit of chicken stock. Gives it a lot of flavor. You can use beef stock if you want. Just depends on what you're making. Look how chunky that's going to be. How beautiful and delicious. And the last thing I like to add is a couple of tablespoons of hot sauce. Gotta have the Texas Pete. When I get back with you, I'll have the presentation. And here's our finished product, our Southwestern black bean chili. Let's go ahead and serve it up. I like to serve it with sour cream. I use a dollop of sour cream on top. And some fresh chopped green onions.